Okay, today as promised, we're going to plant our petunia seeds. So in your bag, if your mom didn't take it out, she might have taken it out and put it aside. So ask your parents. There is a green pot to plant something in, a Ziploc bag of soil, and a teeny tiny little Ziploc snack bag with some little black seeds in it. So you're going to need all those things. This is a definite have your parents help you with this project, okay? So here's the thing about petunia seeds. They're super teeny tiny and they don't like to be covered up with soil when they're planted. They need to have light. So the first thing you're going to do is find a space to work that you have something underneath you, or go outside and do it would be the best. And you're going to fill your pot with the soil, and you want to leave about an inch space on the top. So you don't want it to be filled all the way up to the top. Give it a little room. Then you want to add water to the soil, and I'd say maybe 3/4 of a cup of water so that the soil is nice and wet. That's your second step. So fill your pot, leave a little room at the top, and then put about 3/4 cup of water in your pot so your soil is wet. If the soil settles way down, you might have to add a little more soil and just a little bit more water. Now your petunia seeds are tiny, and in your toolkit you have somewhere a magnifying glass. Looks like this. I got this just for this project so that you could take some of those seeds, put them on a paper towel, and use your magnifying glass to make them look bigger so you can actually see what they look like, what those seeds look like. Now you have a bunch of seeds. You don't want them right next to each other in the pot. And eventually, once they start growing, we're going to pick the strongest plants and get rid of the other ones. So I gave you extra seeds. I would not plant all of them in this pot right now. I would save some just in case something happens, the pot gets knocked over, they don't grow, so that you have some extras to try again. So what you do with petunia seeds is you make sure your soil's wet, and then you're going to try to get those little teeny seeds between your fingers and maybe put 5 or 6 around the pot, spread out so they're not right next to each other, and just slightly push them down in the soil. Don't let soil cover the top of them. The soil's wet, so they're getting water, and to sprout, they like sun. So they need to be somewhere in a window or outside or somewhere where they can get some sun. So it's as simple as that. Put the soil in the pot, get the soil wet, look at your seeds with your magnifying glass, see what you see, and then take 5 or 6 of them and spread them around the pot right on the top of the soil. And then if you have a way to just maybe spritz them, just splash a little water. You don't want to pour water because they'll sink down into the soil. But if you have a way to just like spritz the top with a little water, you can do that too, just so the top of the seed's a little wet. And then you're going to put them in the sun. It can take anywhere from 5 days to 15 days for those seeds to sprout. So what you want to do is make sure that your soil stays moist but not over wet, and just give them time in the sun until we start seeing some little sprouts. And I want to hear about it the second any of them sprout. So I'm going to make this a discussion so that you can tell me when your seeds start sprouting, okay? So have fun, get them planted, and what I'm hoping for is by spring we have some beautiful petunia plants.